as their business continues. We do want to talk to one of our reporters about a story you will see here on WCNC Charlotte tonight at 4, 5, and 6. And it's an issue dealing with the federal government right now and the voter registration records, It seems like 100,000 voters, more than that, will actually have to verify their registration. And Julie Kay is following this story today. So this is impacting a lot of folks across North Carolina. And not to mention, we have obviously the 2026 elections coming up. Some big races will be on that ballot, including Mecklenburg County, City Council, that type of situation. So this could be a big impact for a lot of people.
Yeah, this upcoming election and then 2026, anything from there is going to be a really big deal. So make sure if you're on this list that you get that verified. However, I do want to make sure that people know what the Board of Elections said today when they were announcing this project is this does not mean that if you're on this list, you're going to get removed from the voter roll. That's what people are really afraid of. And there are still some concerns about how this is being done. Essentially, what will happen through the Board of Elections is they will notify you via mail. This will likely come around August. If you get a letter, you can then mail back the information. You can go to your local Board of Elections and talk about it, your county level, or you can do it online, actually. So there's multiple avenues you can re-verify this information. Most of these people are people who, there's kind of two camps here, people who registered before voter ID or your social security number last 4 digits were required as a part of the process, or they're people who gave all the information properly and then it somehow along the way there was a database issue and things just don't match up. So this first round, this 103,000 people that we're talking about, those are going to get their letters in August. Those are mostly the people who registered before. There is another camp of people that I mentioned that, they did everything right. They will still get a letter eventually, but they don't necessarily have to do anything. It's just more of a notification that, hey, we're going to fix this. We've got all your information, but yes, you were on this list. Let's say you get a letter, though, and you don't respond to it. Like I said, it does not mean you get deleted from the voter roll.
Right.
What will happen is you can still go come November and vote in your local election, but you will have to use a provisional ballot. That's what people use when they're not presently registered. That means that they will verify the information kind of after the fact, and that's when your vote will be counted. So you won't get removed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. So good information for folks to look out for in August. Look in the mail for this letter to potentially come to individuals. And it's not just Mecklenburg County, too. It could be individuals all across the map, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
People all over the state.
So I want to bring back to the conversation of, Judge Jefferson Griffin, because people are like, well, this sounds familiar. Well, it is, because it's like the same argument, if in fact it's not the exact same one in some respects, to what Judge Jefferson Griffin did in his race at the Supreme Court level with the name drops me now. What was the lady's name who was elected?
Allison Riggs.
Allison Riggs.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So talk about this lawsuit from the Trump administration and really what's behind it.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the same argument that Judge Jefferson Griffin made on the same scale directly from the Trump administration. Now, this Board of Elections says we want to work with this and fix this before the election, so the consequences are not the same. Judge Jefferson Griffin was trying to overturn after the fact when we did know for the most part that these voters, it was a database issue. It was not their fault. They could go back and show, hey, I actually do have my information.
Right.
So this is something that's more preemptive than that thing, but the argument is still the same. I actually did speak to a woman who was on Judge Jefferson Griffin's initial list. She actually went to the Board of Elections, like I said, and was like, hey, here's all my stuff. They fixed it for her. She is now no longer on this list that has come out, and she will not be receiving a letter in the mail. And I know I mentioned August, but you can also go online now. We have that linked on our WCNC app and our website. So if you want to go check now, you're like, I'm anxious about this, you can just go check. That entire list is posted publicly.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. I know people are still concerned that, people will hear this and then they just won't go out and vote. Again, if you're on this list, you can still vote, even if you don't get a chance to verify ahead of time.
Right.
Although that'll make it smoother for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, it'll probably make it a lot easier for folks if they do this ahead of time. Again, and we always talk about scams in situations like this because a lot of folks have been getting texts, right, about look at your registration, this and that. we just want to be clear that you will get a letter. You will not get a call, a
Yep.
text, nothing like that, right?
And that's correct. And the best thing to do, I would say, is just to go to your local county board of elections in
Okay.
person. If you have concerns about it, like I said, you'll get a letter. But if you have concerns, you can verify yourself online, and then
Yeah.
I would just go talk to a person at the local county board of elections. They're always very, very helpful.
Yeah, and accessibility is an issue there. Hopefully you can give them a call, try to
Absolutely.
double check as well. I mean, obviously, if you have access to email, those type of things, you can try and find that information there. So, Julie, anything that I'm missing that I didn't ask you that you think is important? I don't want to give too much away. Obviously, we'll see the story tonight at 4, 5, and 6, but I did want to ask that question, that if I missed anything, that you kind of just elaborate. Anything else?
No, I think that for the most part is really the main message. I would
Okay.
say top things are if you get a letter and you don't verify, you can still vote. The sooner you get verified, the easier that process is going to be. And then, yeah, there are still some concerns for people that people will feel disenfranchised, that they won't go out into the vote. But I do think that getting this information out now is the best way that we can make this upcoming November election as smooth as possible. You mentioned 2026 as well. So we got multiple things that we're working on. And of course, with November coming up, kind of a tight time frame here. So the earlier you do it, the better.
Perfect. All right. And again, tune in for 4, 5, and 6 for Julie's full report. A lot of folks, more than 100,000 folks, are going to need to re-verify. And again, cannot say this enough. We've got huge elections ahead. 2026 is going to be a big year. So you do want to make sure your information is correct, so you don't have any other issues on the back end heading into 2027. Julie, thanks for your time. We'll see you tonight, and we'll watch out for your report. Always enjoy your beats and following on the politics and for everything that we need to know. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Colin.